How are you doing, everyone? This is James from Collecting Comics. Actually, I'm James. I am collecting comics now that I think about it, or Collecting Chaos. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about something called FOMO, and the fear of missing out. And not just the fear of missing out, but comics in general, and why sometimes they get valuable and sometimes they don't. So every now and then, a comic will be published that becomes a breakout hit among fans and collectors alike. We'll see a steady rise in both popularity and value. Sometimes it's caused by rarity, such as the first print of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. And it can also be caused by a particular character or item that may become popular, such as the black suit of Spider-Man, which eventually became Venom, or the characters Punisher and Wolverine, both of whose first appearances would become Bronze Age classics. Sometimes it's just the character itself that becomes popular and drives the value up, as is the case to the first appearance of the first appearance of Harley Quinn, and to a lesser extent, Cable from modern comics. Sometimes it's the idea and the character that becomes popular and gets boosted by, when the creator becomes popular, gets boosted by other media. And, that's like The Walking Dead, for instance, hugely popular, and the #1 issue is quite expensive. And these are what I call breakout hits. There's no guarantee in, people that saw these comics in the early 2000s weren't thinking, oh, this is going to be super rare, super hot, and I can make a fortune. No, they were looking at it and they're probably up the price by $10 or $15, dumped a bunch of them, and then dumped the rest. Not realizing that 10 or 15 years later, it was a breakout hit because of a TV show. So how do publishers and comic sellers profit from all of this? Well, the short answer is they can't, because no one can predict what will be popular tomorrow, next week, next year, in 20 years. You can't predict it. There's no way to accurately predict what is going to be popular in the future. We don't have a crystal ball. So that's where we start entering the realm of the speculator. And I'm not putting down speculators. I dabble in speculation once in a while, very rarely with new comics. Most of the time, I'll speculate on an older comic becoming more valuable. That's my own way of doing it. But people will buy up large quantities of new first appearances, low print runs, and other comics that are deemed as key issues in the hopes that one of them will hit, and they'll make a lot of money. And they greedily inflate the prices of these books to feed the frenzy of collectors that are afraid they might miss out on the next big thing. And that's the way they advertise it. This is the next this comic has been optioned by such and such movie company, meaning it's going to be worth a fortune. And just because a comic is optioned by a movie company doesn't mean a movie is ever going to get made. It's happened many, many times. Comics get optioned for movies all the time, because if you look at a comic, it's basically a storyboard for a movie. So they get optioned all the time and never get made. Or the movie is so bad, the comic goes... It happens. But the end result is that's a phenomenon known as FOMO, or fear of missing out. And the publishers have seen this. They've responded to it. They know how to make a buck. They're not in the business to make you happy by putting out a good story with good art. They're in the business to make money. And sorry if you don't agree with that, but it's the truth. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business. So, like I said, the publishers have seen it, and they've responded with multiple variant covers, exclusive issues, smaller print runs with additional printings. The consequence is that the completist collector, and there are some of us out there that are completists in one way or the other, And I'm not just talking about having number 1 to number 100 of a certain run, or number 1 to number 20 of a certain run, certain comic, but they want every issue with every variant ever made. And yeah, they might have to buy 3, 4, 10, maybe 100 copies of a particular book to get all of them, because of the way the publishing system works now. And, I'm not blaming the publishers, because the publishers are in business to make money. That's what they need to do. But as a long-time collector of over 50 years, now think about that. I've been buying, selling, trading, and collecting comic books for over 50 years. That's longer than a lot of you people have been alive. Not all of you. I have a few people in here that are my age or older. But I can unequivocally tell you that if you wait on these overpriced new comics, in a few years, you'll find them at discounted prices. Sometimes for pennies on the dollar, as the speculation crowd start dumping their overstock so they can buy the next new thing. I've been watching this for years, and it always ends up the same. Modern comics are not what I would call a good investment or a sound investment. I was saying this in the 70s. I was saying it in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I've always said that. It's not. If you want a sound investment, you buy something older. They're just not what I consider a sound investment. Once in a while, you'll hit it big. I did it with Conan back in the 70s. But it's rare. And you'll miss out on a few that'll hit. I thought this one character was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen. He was fighting the Hulk, and I liked the other character that was in there, but that one new character, it's trash. He's never going to go anywhere. That was my thoughts on Wolverine back when he first appeared in 1976. Okay, I was wrong, but the point is, that character didn't become hot, I mean really hot, until that first miniseries. That's when the book took off. Same thing with the Punisher. And Spider-Man 129, when I first saw the Punisher, I'm like, what a ripoff. This is nothing more than a this is the Executioner. It's his story. I wasn't as wrong on that one. I had a couple of copies, and I made a little money off of them. Nothing like what I would have made if I had kept them for 50 years, which I didn't do. Got rid of them when the price went up to about $10 or $15. I dumped them. You pay 15, 20 cents for a comic, you sell it for $10. That's a good profit. But there are simply too many people trying to flip new hot books for modern comics to be an investment. I don't think you should. I mean, some comics will catch on and become hits and worth money in the long term, but I don't think you should try to count on that. Here's what I recommend. You walk into a comic shop, or maybe you're looking online or on eBay or whatnot, or wherever you happen to be shopping. You got $100 and it's burning a hole in your pocket. You see a new hot 1 in 1,000 variant cover of the hottest book on the market today, brand new book. It's only $100. It's sitting right next to a couple of upper mid-grade Silver Age books that are priced at about $50 a piece. It's where you got to negotiate a little bit. You talk to the person, or you send them an offer of, say, $75 to $90 for the 2 Silver Age comics. More likely than not, they'll budge on those. They're not going to budge on that new hot thing because they know they're going to get their money from somebody. But they'll probably budge on the Silver Age. More than likely, these have been proven to be good investment comics because they're in the $50 range. So, good investment. You buy 2 instead of 1, you have a little bit better chance. Hold them for 5 years, and then you look at the value. chances are those Silver Age comics will have increased anywhere from 10 to 50%, depending on what it is. And the new hot variant you can find for 15 or 20 bucks, and maybe less, because it's just not popular and somebody dumped some on the market. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you want to invest in comics and in the possibilities of a comic being more valuable in 5, 10, 20 years, look at the comics that have proven themselves over time, rather than something shiny and new that might have taken a nosedive in value once the overstock is dumped on the market. 30 years ago, I was buying up Superman comics. People thought I was an idiot because I was buying all this Silver Age Superman that was only worth $2 or $3 a piece. Those comics are $20 to $30 a piece now. Some of them are a whole lot more. Yeah. Oh, James knows what he's talking about. He's been doing this a long, long time. So there you go. That's what I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I maybe was able to help you out and teach you a little bit. And if not, well, check out some of my other videos. Something in there might get you going and make you think. In the meantime, everybody, have yourself a wonderful day. And don't forget, tonight I will be on Horizon Picks channel offering up some of these brand new, hot speculation comics. Very reasonable prices. Yeah, I don't believe everything you hear. I'll have my 10 for 10 box. I'll have my 6 for 10 box. And I'll have some other comics that may or may not interest you. I will have some more Bronze Age books for sale that I have not offered before. So, yeah, check us out. Horizon Picks channel. His channel, there should be a link to it in the doodly-doo down below. And if not, I'll make sure there is one. And so, everybody have a great day, and we'll see you later tonight. Bye.